Bob Mills Weather Center, Oklahoma weather expert, Lacey Swope.
All right, Lacey, we need to take a moment to remember what happened on this day 9 years ago.
That's right, guys. That was the anniversary of the El Reno tornado. Today is the date, May 31st. It's happened back in 2013. As far as records go, this is the widest tornado on the surface of the earth, 2.6 miles wide. You remember it very well. Unfortunately, we lost 21 Oklahomans that day. 8 of them were due to the tornado. All of them were in vehicles trying to flee and got caught by the tornado. 3 very experienced storm trackers lost their lives that day. 13 of the fatalities were in flash flooding because this supercell developed back to the west and just parked itself over the metro, and it was just a very catastrophic day. That tornado touched down to the southwest of El Reno, and if you remember, instead of tracking northeast, this tornado tracked southeast, and it doubled and then tripled in size right over Highway 81. Of course, our storm trackers were out. David Payne was tracking that day. Let me show you some of the video from Val Castor. This thing started out as just a small funnel. Quickly, our trackers could tell this was going to be a multi-vortex. We started to get all these vortices around it, and eventually the entire mesocyclone set on the ground, producing damage. Now, the winds measured within this tornado were to the EF5 strength. But since it didn't hit anything and do EF5 damage, the official rating is an EF3. But that's an EF5, again, 2.6 miles wide. Wild what can happen in the month of May across Oklahoma. But we do have a severe risk today. Let me show you what the forecast is this year. 2022, we do have storm chances. This is a completely different setup. The tornado threat today is extremely low. That day we had a dry line, unbelievable energy overhead. Today these will be more of cold front storms, and I think we have numerous storms. That's why we have that moderate risk. That's what we've been telling you about. Right now that cold front's making its way into the northwest, and along that we will have a lot of instability later today for some big hailers the way it looks. Temperatures in the lower, mid, even some upper 70s. South winds are still up 25 to 30, and this afternoon back to hot, humid conditions. 80s, upper 90s, and ahead of that cold front, we'll see some mid 90s. Now, we do have a lot of jet stream energy across the northwest. There goes the storm system that sparked the tornadoes in Minnesota yesterday, and a bit of a kink in the jet stream, giving us just enough additional energy that we will see widespread rain and storms in northwestern Oklahoma this afternoon and evening. So timing this out for you, about 4 o'clock, thunderstorms start to kind of bubble on up. Our team of trackers once again will be monitoring this line, and those updrafts will grow quickly. Okay, these will be those very tall type of storms that can sustain some pretty big hail. The thing is, along the cold front, the tornado threat is going to stay in the very low category. As we head into the evening hours and overnight, much of this fizzles. May end up getting some rain and storms in the metro, but as of right now, that higher threat is north and west. Tomorrow morning, still some rain in north central Oklahoma, and then we'll do it again with the front refiring tomorrow afternoon and evening. But the intensity of those storms will come down from what we're expecting today. This afternoon, 30, 40, 50, 60% chance of rain along the front with a broken line. Quarter golf ball may have a few tennis ball size hailstones today, and some of those stronger updrafts and stronger storms. Damaging winds, very possible, 65, 75 mile an hour winds. And along that boundary, if a storm can get out ahead of it, it will try to rotate into the evening hours, especially down in southwestern Oklahoma. So we'll call it generally a low tornado threat, and you notice that it's going to stay to the northwest of Oklahoma City because where the cold front will be. Now, if everything shifts further south and the front kind of surges in, we'll have to adjust as we head into the afternoon, but that's the latest as of 5:20 this morning. Overnight tonight, 60s and 70s, and I do think we'll have a chance of rain tonight in the metro. It's about 40%, higher chance to the north and back to the west. And then tomorrow afternoon, the front kind of lifts to the north, resurges to the south, 80s, 90s in southern Oklahoma tomorrow, with again additional thunderstorms into the afternoon and evening scattered about. Some of those could produce some quarter-size hail, some 60 to 65 mile an hour winds, and we will still have the potential for some localized flash flooding. We're much cooler for your Thursday, and rain chances in early in the morning, 75 degrees. We'll see 80s into your weekend, some scattered storms possible, and guys, additional kind of isolated chances into next week. That's your full forecast. We're back up to this.